Hello, everybody. It's me, Carmine DeStefano, the Bookman. And I have just returned from seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp in, Quantumania, fighting to serve. That's the only thing I can think of when I hear that. But anyway, I just returned from it, and I saw it in IMAX 3D, which is why I am doing this now and not later in the evening like I typically do. I have to admit, I haven't been to an IMAX movie in years. I think the last one I saw was Thor, so it's been a while. You know, we've had some things with an imaginary disease and whatever, and there were lockdowns and all that dumb shit, and of course, I got a movie theater like 5 minutes from my house, and there wasn't anything in IMAX I really wanted to spend that much money on. But now that I'm filthy fucking rich, well, I'm not filthy rich, but I have, you know, more money than I did at one point, I decided, hey, let's go see it at IMAX, and the only time I had was 12:20, which has its advantages, and here I am. I usually talk about the trailers. Now, again, I want to let you all know that this is a review. This is not a fan service, lip service. This is a movie review from a writer, okay? Not an online Gestapo critic or somebody that's part of the woke police or whatever. This is a movie review. So if you want to know about a movie and its storyline, I shall give you an honest, poignant, and educated review. If you want to hear fan service or negative this or positive that based on people's opinions, you can watch somebody else. I'm giving you a review. So, first off the trailers, I'm sorry, but Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is the only one that looks interesting. The new Shazam movie looks as dumb as shit. I don't even remember. What was the other one? I don't even know. And then there was, of course, the Little Mermaid remake, which I have no interest in that at all. Because that's what Hollywood is now. It's Marvel movies, and it's garbage. There's just no other way around it. So that's why I get so frustrated when people want to make lame-ass excuses as to why Marvel movies are so bad now and the shows are so bad. It's all you got. It's the only entertainment. I don't want it to be that way, folks. I want to see good movies. But because of all the influencers online making it seem as though all you got to do to write is make likable characters or relatable characters or have dark footage and people getting blown up and the word fuck every 5 words. Movies are just that. They're just processed fuck, ultra-violence, and relatable characters. What if I don't relate to them? What if I don't like them? What CinemaSins does, the Nostalgia Critic does, fucking Young Ripper loves them. I don't know, Nerdaholic loves them. Whatever. What if they like all these characters? I don't. So what, I'm an idiot because I don't like these characters? Some people would say yes. Well, I could say you're an idiot. But when it comes to the movie itself, I have to say this is quite a crazy, insane way to talk about working together and family. It's really more about working together or togetherness, which is fitting because we're talking about ants and how Kang the Conqueror represents he who is alone, he who remains, he who is by himself and doesn't have any friends, doesn't have any family, doesn't have anyone to help him out. And it's not what you think it is. See, that's the amazing thing about Marvel. And this is how you know, or the cinematic universe. The comic books are garbage, don't get me wrong. But the cinematic universe, one of the things that's so amazing about them is they keep showing you trailers that keep making you think the movie is going in one direction, and it doesn't go that direction. Now, there were some cameos I thought that were going to be there that weren't. I do have to admit that from what we've known, I hope it's not a spoiler, but MODOK is in the movie. It's not from the comic, it's Darren Cross. From the original trailers that kind of showed him in one brief second, he actually looks a little bit more unsettling in the movie than he does in the trailers, which is what I hoped. If you say he looks ridiculous, well, MODOK looks ridiculous. It's a ridiculous. You see, you have to remember something. You have to separate the 60s comics and whatever before from the modern comics that you're used to. Because the 60s comics were about making all the villains look ugly. They were evil. They had no real rhyme or reason. They weren't anything more than the sort of like the alarms to kids of what not to be. This is why you don't want to be greedy. This is why you don't want to be a megalomaniac, because you're ugly and you do horrible things to people, and that's all they were. They were representations, which is all characters and stories are, of people that kids should never want to aspire to be, and the heroes were people you wanted to be. So as we got older and as comic books kind of became a little bit more mainstream, and the writers themselves wanted to make them more than simple, dumb shit from the 60s for little children, they evolved, the villains did, in a way, but MODOK is still a flat giant head with small arms and legs and a fucking machine. And he's stupid looking. Since they carried him over from the comics, suddenly he's got a kid, suddenly he's got a family, like, they try to make him more human as the years evolved, but originally he was a giant ugly head and with little legs, that's what he looks like, But I heard a critique that it focuses too much on the future, Kang Dynasty and everything. The movie doesn't. The end credits, yes. The end credits are all about Kang. And they're really, really disturbing. So, one I think is actually going to be a scene in Loki Season 2, which I'm not telling you about it, other than that. But the movie itself was really good. It was a good movie, very well done. As an IMAX thrill piece, it was pretty incredible. It was really a lot of fun. As an IMAX thrill ride, it was pretty damn thrilling. And I will be doing the same thing for the next Marvel movie, which is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. But as of this movie, yeah, I would definitely, if you're in the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, you have to see it. You don't have to, you do whatever you want, but I would suggest seeing it. If you've got nothing better to do, definitely see it. It's a good movie. Again, it's about togetherness, working together as a unit, family. It's about tight bonds, and the villain represents he who has none. So it's really well done. And if you are a nitpicking, pain-in-the-ass douchebag, you may not like it. You might. I mean, it's not great. It's not one of the greatest movies I've ever seen, but it's still pretty good. I mean, for the third Ant-Man Wasp movie, or the third Ant-Man movie, second Ant-Man Wasp movie, it's really good. It's really, really good. So I would definitely suggest seeing it for the majority of you. I thank you all for watching. I have more for you soon to come, so stay tuned, take care, and have a great day.